Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our show After Hours with Bereez. Let's see what Banknifty did today. As I had mentioned in the previous videos, that I do see some liquidity hunts happening here. The markets as it did happen, and the markets did fall a little, and now again it's in this range of 42,600 to 42,200. If you guys have been seeing this video, I have marked this level since the time we started posting videos on YouTube, and the importance of closing, as I've mentioned in the previous videos, is very important, right? So here, if you can see, not even one hourly candle has closed below the marked level. So now the trade plan would be, the probable scenario that I see happening tomorrow is markets will still open in this range, or in this marked range. What we can do is wait for any kind of reversal patterns to happen at 40,600, 42,600, or 42,250 levels. For me to become bullish, I would want a daily candle closing above 42,600, which would indicate that all the liquidity hunts are like that, like they're done. Or for me to turn bearish, I would wait for 42,000, as it's a psychological level. I would wait for a daily closing below 42,000. Then the gates open up for even this gap of 41,600. That's the plan for Bank Nifty. Moving on to Nifty. As you can see, we had marked 18,350. If you see the previous video again, this level also, there's a basic candle that is formed. This indicates there's a supply zone. So now, if we want to turn bullish in Nifty, I would wait for an hourly closing about 18,350 zones. And now that you see, price action wise, it's forming lower highs, right? If you see 1, 2, 3, yeah. So this lower highs also has a confluence here of 18,350. What we do is wait again. Yeah, to become bullish is you have to wait for either 350, or we can see, as tomorrow we can see an opening again in between this range, and the gap can get filled. If you get a hammer here, I would play out a reversal trade. If at this level you get a hammer that is 18,040, I would look to play a reversal trade till this zone. That's that's the only trade plan I see here. So Randar, I have a question for you. So
Yeah,
when I started investing and trading, okay, I always saw buybacks as free money. I'm like, so like whenever a buyback is announced, right? So you get to buy, like if you're invested or not even invested, generally the buybacks are at a higher price. Like let's say right now it's trading at 145. The company
hmm.
announces at 170, okay, 160 or 170. Uh,
Okay.
like let's say I buy it tomorrow, next day morning 9:15 I buy it, and whenever they announce, like if the buyback is already announced, and wouldn't I get, like it's a free trade, right? Like 145 to 170. That's free money. What are your thoughts on this? What would you do? Would you buy a share just because the company is giving a higher price? I would love to know from you.
Not really, because generally when buybacks happen, they happen at a price that is above the market price. So the scenario that you described is very proper. It will be somewhere around 160, 170, most likely. But that's not how it is. Generally, there is a ratio. There is a percentage. It's very common that company might announce a 5% buyback or a 10% buyback or something like that. What that means is company will only buy back 5% of the common equity that is in the free float. So you might have 100 shares, company will only buy 5% of those, so 5 shares. So even if you buy 100 shares now, you will only be able to give back 5 shares of it. What will you do with other 95 if
Yeah.
that's not in your investment thesis, right? So that is one problem. So yeah, it is free money, but only for 5% of your position. Other problem is the buyback might not go through also, because it is subject to shareholders approval. And more often than not, companies price the buybacks in such a way that minority shareholders also get something, and it is a fair price for both the parties. But there have been cases in the corporate history in the past, where the promoters had some ulterior motives, and they proposed a buyback price that was much less than what fair value for the common shareholders was. One example is Vedanta. Sometime immediately after COVID, Mr. Agarwal wanted to buy back Vedanta stock from Indian market and try to take the company private. Now that did not work out because if I'm not wrong, that share was trading somewhere around 170, 180 or somewhere around that range. And at that time, Vedanta wanted to pay only 200 rupees for it. So though it was at a premium to market price, it was at a much, much greater discount to the fair value to the shareholders. Because Vedanta, if our viewers know, is a company that gives fantastic dividends. So it's not uncommon to see it trading at 7%, 8%, 10% dividend yield also. Uh, for that high dividend yield, if you are not giving substantial premium to what the stock has traded even in the past, then of course shareholders will feel that they are somewhere being shortchanged and they won't approve the buyback. And as that happened in case of Vedanta, even the institutional investors in India did not approve the buyback. So that can also happen. That in the case of IEX, they might float a price which is too low for the shareholders, and then the buyback will not go through, and then you will simply be stuck with the position because whatever positive momentum was built when this buyback news came out, that will also vanish just like that, and you will be stuck with the position. So unless you are very sure what you are doing, the trading corporate announcements for arbitrages like that is just big boys games where they
Yeah, yeah,
circulate the shares among their portfolios and tender some to the buyback. So no, it's not free money as you said.
yeah. As there's also a quote that I would like to add is there are no free lunches in the market, right?
True, very true.
Yeah, but one thing that I see, leave all the news now that I know technicals. Uh, I still see that we are on this Fibonacci 0.61,
Oops.
0.618 golden ratio,
Yeah.
and I see
Yes.
a double bottom, and a good news is coming, and this a confluence, and I think I a bottom is made because
Yeah.
yeah, I think a gap of opening, we won't even get a retest of the resistance. But yeah, these are all the buts in technical analysis that you will have to wait.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that is the level. Yeah, for some like extra added confirmation, we would wait
Yeah.
150. Yeah,
Somewhere here.
yes,
This would be
perfect.
the level.
Yeah, a closing in daily above it. That is what I would wait. Again, I emphasize a lot on closings. It is very important, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I think yeah, that's it.
Yes. Not many stocks in our watch list for today.
Yeah, I also could not find any good setup.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Do follow us on our YouTube channel, subscribe, feel free to comment. Follow us on our Instagram channel, our Telegram channel, which is free. We do keep posting setups whenever we do find them. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for tuning